Hello and welcome to Crossing the Line, a podcast about pushing the boundaries about daily opinions and seeing how far people can take a joke. I am Dee.
And I am Z. And our episode today is the story of Tippy Toes. And do you want me to take the reins, or do you want to explain a little bit, get some dignity into this one? Because this story is about you.
I don't know. I think maybe I should kind of explain first. I mean, I know you're kind of going back and forth and figuring out how it all kind of came together because it has been a while now. Would you say maybe like 3 weeks that this has been going on, that this nickname was created?
Oh, easily. I mean, there was other nicknames beforehand, but this one's the one that just stuck, and that was it.
So as many of you know, we kind of briefly touched about this in our last episode, which was our first episode. Huge deal. And so today I'll kind of go into the background, I guess as much as I can remember. Z, you can interact or interrupt at any point if you have something, or if you remember it differently. I mean, it's been a while since this whole thing even blew off.
All right, then I'm just going to take over right now. I'm going to stop you right there. So the real story. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
So if I can remember right, it was you, me, and S in the parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
And we were chit-chatting. I want to say we were talking about some rumor at work about me, of course, because, you can never not be in a work environment and there's some sort of rumor going about you somewhere. And then it led to this whole downfall of somehow we got on the fact of height. I don't know exactly word for word what was said. And then you happened to mention Tippy Toes. And at the exact moment, and I'm pretty sure you might say I'm lying about this, I swear I was doing calf raises or trying to stretch my calf muscles out before this. And as soon as you said it, I went up on my tippy toes. And I remember the two of you just losing it in the parking lot. And it has just became a thing that has been taken so many different directions. And now, if you're out there listening, get this. They will come up to me at work now and stand on their tippy toes. And it just drives me nuts. And they know it does. And I have no way of stopping it. So I don't know, Z, if you want to kind of explain your perspective on the whole matter.
Oh, absolutely. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, sit down, get your feet comfy, get out some popcorn, get the lotion for the popcorn, take a drink of bleach or something. I don't know. But get ready for the real story of Tippy Toes. So like Dee said here, we were outside, we're having a little conversation, and somehow, like I said, the joke came up about Tippy Toes and height-wise, and she was standing next to two really tall gentlemen, and obviously Dee here, she's not as tall as these gentlemen that we won't really mention names, of course, but some came up to her. It's like, oh, if you ever have to get some or do some, whatever, you always have to go on your tippy toes. Well, as tippy toes was said, she went up on the tippy toes. Well, me and S decided to laugh, and it went from there. So as time went on, this humor kept turning into more and more. We'll go out of our way to involve Tippy Toes, and because originally it was it was just us three, and then it was just me and S that would do it most of the time, but then other people started getting into it. But even before that, though, D was the butt of other jokes. Like, I had another coworker that was around. He goes, he said something about a mean looking lady walked through our area and moved my water bottle. And of course, I knew right away who the hell it was, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, all right, whatever. But back to the tippy toes part here. So it started off, like I said, well, just like how you said with the tippy toe part, it got to the point now to where multiple people will start, they'll see D walking through the area that we work, and you'll just see everyone just up on the tippy toes or a quick little up and down, and then that's it. And usually you'll see D all red in the face, smile, and usually she'll say, listener aggression is advised for this next part. I hate you all, or fuck off, or fuck you. And yeah, usually then we get a laugh because we like to get a little ride out of it. Now, another part, and this is how far we've taken this. It started with, like I said, 2 people that did this. And by the way, you can interrupt at any point in time, by all means. It started with 2, and I think we're up to, like, I don't know, maybe like half of our shift that do it. People that aren't even near the areas that we do our work in start doing this whenever they see D roaming around the area for something. And it gets better and better because the detail of it gets so dark and it gets so inappropriate. No, we don't start those, we don't mention those, but it gets to that point to where all of a sudden I get, you told so and so, and I'm like, I didn't say anything. And it's one of those, you had to be there to be a part of it and know exactly word for word. Granted, hopefully a lot of our friends and coworkers at our place of employment will exactly go along with this episode and go like, yeah, I know exactly what this motherfucker's talking about. And yeah, it's a riot. It's a total riot. If there is any higher ups listening, we were definitely above the mark for where we were. We had a quick second to take a quick little tour of our area, and there was maybe 7 of us, 7, 8 of us that happened to just wander down that area real quick.
It was a whole group.
And D tried to run away from us. It didn't work. And we had everyone tippy-toed, and without a word, just everyone walked away. And it was it's a delightful story. I really wish we could share more into it, but since it can get a little personal and other people's names could be possibly involved, we can't. But so ever since then, Tippy Toes has been born. And I know, like you said, you're going to be around with us for, a certain amount of time. You could be 50 years from now and have your 30th grandbaby or even 30th kid, however you want to call it. You are going to be called Tippy Toes. And all your kids, grandkids, and great-great-grandkids and generations and generations down this line of yours, they are going to know that it's your great-great-great-great-great-grandmama was known as Tippy Toes of the West. And that's how it's going to go. Any feedback you'd like to give on that?
Definitely a lot, because that's a lot to unpack right there. I think the worst night for me with this, I wouldn't say it was my worst, but it was kind of funny. But the whole thing, the best night, okay, we'll say that, is Z mentioned, I don't know how, to our manager about it. And next thing you know, I'm here, doing my own thing, working, and he comes up and he just says it to me. And he's just like, oh, Tippy Toes, so casually, so out of the blue. And I almost lost it. I looked at him and I'm like, Z told you, didn't he? And he backed him up so much. And there were so many other people too that Z has mentioned it to, that as soon as I say, I know who told you that, they're like, no, you don't. They never told me this. They backed him up to a T. And then I get more mad because I'm like, you seriously aren't going to admit that this person actually told you this when I know they told you this. And nope, they definitely will keep their lips sealed, won't mention a thing. And it's just been a thing that's been blown out. I think at least in a shift, it comes up so many times. I don't even think I could count it anymore, because it's just one of those things that everybody knows. It's gone around the whole plant. Everybody's probably heard the story by now. But there's for sure a select handful that will pick on me and talk about it more than the rest. And I think kind of going into it, kind of foreshadowing, I guess, to our second, or I should say third podcast about dating, is a little history, not going too personal. I tend to date taller guys. So that has also added fuel to the fire
Yep.
of being like, man, you're gonna have to be on your tippy toes. You're too short, and it's been nonstop.
Now,
It's a word that I will never live down.
no, yeah, exactly. But real quick though, for again, listener aggression is advised. I just want to say one quick thing, real quick. When we're talking about the tippy toe part for like dating, for you perverts out there, we're talking about hugs, maybe a little bit of kiss, but mostly hugs. Keep your mind out of the gutter there, folks. And okay, now continue.
And you seriously had to add that.
Of course,
See, it
because
is
my mind didn't go
stuff
that way.
like this. Yes, I know yours did. And this is the stuff that is great quality that we've been telling you about. It's just we just go back and forth, and it has become a thing now at work. And I feel like people just enjoy seeing this all unfold, especially this whole nickname. It's been, even if you're like don't know about it or aren't there, people just love hearing about other people saying it to me. Like, that's what it's become now. You don't even have to say it to me personally in a night, but I will have other people talk to like other people in the area I work in, and we're like, oh, like this happened and this happened with Tippy Toes, and they won't even use my actual name anymore. And it's just insane to me how this little thing of me, I swear I was stretching, has turned into a whole nickname and something that is going to stick for, I think, the rest of my life.
Oh yes, it will. Like you will never ever ever live this down, unless like something even worse comes up. Like I said, for a while it was mean looking lady, and that because when we had one of our coworkers say that to me because I was walking back to our area after I was doing something. I can't remember what I was doing, and it was just nonchalant. The guy turns around and goes, "Some mean-looking lady walked through our area, and she moved your water bottle." And I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "Yeah, some mean-looking lady." And I'm like, "Looks like this, this, this." And he's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "I know who that is. That's D." And yep. So yeah, you will never live this down unless you do something either a hell of a lot more drastic, entertaining, or something else just comes out in general that we know we could definitely hold against. I do want to go back on one subject you brought up. You say that we pick on you. No, 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 no. It's not picking on. We're conversing with you. We are having a conversation with you, and it's what makes it so much more worthwhile because I don't know. I don't really know how to make this sound like I'm not a dick as much as I am. But I'm trying here. Okay. It's just, it's just great. It's one of those, you had to be there to see it. But if anyone that's listening, if you do happen to know who D is and that stuff, of course, through our work area or even outside, whether it's our friends and family, by all means, please call her Tippy Toes. She's no longer D anymore. She'll be no longer her real legal name, whatever people want to call it. She will henceforth be called Tippy Toes. And who knows? Maybe we'll have Tippy Toes Jr. in the future and that stuff from like some of the stuff we're hearing going on around now. But who knows? Who knows?
Oh my gosh. Hey, at least I will have your back on that, on the whole picking on me. I was told, like another coworker of mine put it, if you're not picking on me, it means you don't like me. So I take it as a compliment, Gotta like roll with the punches and laugh it off.
Mm-hmm.
And as much as I can get mad, you gotta laugh at it at some point because it is a very funny thing that just happened out of nothing. And it's just like, it's crazy to see how many people are so involved in this now and are like, every night even come up and be like, so what happened? Like, what happened here? Like, what did Tippy Toes do? Like, anything interesting we need to know? And it's just become this huge thing. And I have even people that'll like have to check in our area and I'll still say it or go up on their tippy toes. But it's been a huge thing.
They don't even have to say a word to you. As long as they catch eye contact and you just see tippy toe stance, and they could be walking. They could be sitting there talking to someone that's not even anything to do with her. It just all of a sudden tiptoes. And that's just it. And it's oh man. I got to bring up another one. So there's another coworker of ours. Now he's a really good coworker. If this guy ever listens and that stuff, like, dude, praise 10 out of 10. We love what you do and that stuff. We love how you're helpful in all the areas that you work in. But we're going to call
I know
him,
who you're going with.
we're going to call him M. And I knew him before working in where we are now. And, I decided he didn't know about this whole Tippy Toe story. And one day I looked at him, I said, by the time I said, whenever you look at her, make sure you know you do this. And I raised on my tippy toes, of course. You guys can't see me, but I did just put my tippy toes to the ground. Okay. Anyways, he looks at me and he does the tippy toes, and without a second hesitation, looks over at her. She looks at him and he just does it. And he gets a big smile on his face. And if this guy's listening, he damn well knows who we're talking about. And he knows we're talking about him. I've never been more proud of this guy. And I just love it because, like, we're getting everyone to start doing this.
Can I just say, I'm going to cut you off there. You have made proud in that moment, but I've never been so disappointed in this man in my life, because, you know, I thought he would have my back and, like, you know, not give in to your influence and listen to you. But, you know, of course, Z persuaded him to do it, and I was disappointed that night. I will say that. But again, nothing bad. Great person to work with and amazing person. But I was very disappointed.
Yeah, I mean, you shouldn't be. If anything, I should be a little disappointed. It cost me $50 to do that prank. No, I'm just kidding. But where
News
was I?
to me.
Where was I going with this next part? I know I was going to bring up a next part. Now I completely lost my train of thought on that. About being disappointed with him, and I was so proud of him. My goal is to eventually get, if possible, get one of the higher ups, if not like one of like the big wigs of the company. If they ever walk by your area and they see you, if they go on tippy toes, I will lay down on the ground crying because I'll be laughing so hard. You will need to call paramedics for me because I will have stopped breathing because I'd be laughing too damn hard. And then I know my life has been completed. My goal in life is to complete then. And I will get everyone in this plant. I will get everyone to do it. I will do it.
That is definitely your fulfillment in life, is that right there, of trying to get everybody to do it. I know there's a couple back there that it'll be interesting to see if you can get them persuaded into doing that, because
Oh, I know.
just knowing them, yeah, I bet you will too.
It's like I don't persuade, I don't influence, I just strongly recommend. So let's get that a little straightened out there, but it's more of I just highly and strongly recommend. Yeah, again, like we'll say again for like the millionth time, it's one of those where you just have to be there to witness this, and hopefully in time we'll have better, not better, let me rephrase that. We'll find, if not equally the same amount as laughs that we're having, have another like joke towards D here. I don't think we really have any towards me. At least not at this place of employment. I know I have other stories that I've done in the past where I've been given like that nickname, and there's been other people that have their nicknames. I'm hoping that there's one specific person that I would love to have on the show. He has, let me count them, give me a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 nicknames, I believe. And usually whenever I start saying his nicknames, he'll yell my name. It's not Z, but of course, but he'll yell my name, throw his head back, fists go down to the side, and then he turns back and looks at me, and then usually he just gives me that reddish face look. But he yells at me because he's my boss. I gotta be nice to him. But since she's not, yeah, I'll fair and love and war or whatever it's called these days. I don't know, you young whippersnappers. But yeah, anything else you would like to add on to this?
I definitely think that would be a great episode right there if he could just come on and explain all those nicknames, because I definitely know who you're talking about, and I know a couple of those too, and there are some that like I do not know the backstory of and that I would love to know.
Oh God, yeah. Hopefully I can convince him. I will definitely see if I can convince him and talk to him. Strongly recommend is the words here, folks. Strongly recommend to have him on here. I believe he would. I know I talked to him before, and I mentioned one of the episodes that we are going to possibly do, and he's like, "Oh, I'm going to go to that one." I'm like, "Well, we'll see. We'll see. We don't know yet." But I feel like, what you feel? Is there any more you want to bring onto the topic, or do you think we should? Let me rewind now. Is there anything more you want to bring onto this topic?
I mean, there's so much that goes with this. I feel like a lot of it goes in so many different directions, especially because this whole thing has spiraled a whole nother different thing at work that has become this huge thing that now I think everybody is involved in that one. And you definitely know what I'm talking about here. And it's just amazing how like far people will take this thing and how far it'll go.
Not wrong. I'm hoping to have many, many more here. Get many. Like I said, I'm going to try to get the whole area, the whole entire shift. And then if I'll be lucky, if I can get the other shifts to start doing it, get some higher ups to start doing it. I want to get people in public to start doing it. You'll head over to, say, like a McDonald's, Walmart, Taco Bell, something. We're not sponsored by those anyways, because, God forbid. But I would like some free Taco Bell, just saying. But like I said, she'll go there and you're going to see the workers go, "Oh, hey," and go on their tippy toes. Oh,
That would be something, especially if we have more people listening to this. And even though you may not know me, some of you, might know it, and who knows. But yeah, that definitely would be something if there was a lot more people involved with that. I would be impressed. I don't think I could be mad if people did it. I think I'd be more impressed with that if you could accomplish that feat.
I would be very impressed if you go to, I don't know, a Walmart and you go to check out of the cashier area or whatever the hell, checkout area. And as you're sitting there, the person goes, "Oh, I know you, you're," and then they do the tippy toe stance. And I guarantee we're just going to, I'll hear in the distance is my name being yelled. And I'm sitting like, ooh. But yeah, yeah. Anything else you can think? Otherwise, you think we should cut into our next one? I think we should wrap this one up.
That I know of, but do you want me to touch on our next episode?
I
I mean, I
mean,
kind of foreshadowed it.
you did. If you would like to, go right ahead.
I guess, kind of going off of it, our next episode is going to touch into this dating dilemma and kind of go into dating apps and like where the dating, how it all kind of is nowadays. Because I mean, I don't know about you, but me personally, it's so wacky of how things are now and how people like react. But yeah, it
Mm-hmm.
should definitely be an interesting topic, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we will get some more guests or a guest on that one.
Hope we'll get our first one. Yes, hopefully we will. But yeah, I think that just sums it up. So again, thank you, all of you that are listening today on this. And again, of course, it's obvious, too late to say it, but listener aggression is advised. And, I put it this way as well. If you are still here, then apparently you are strong enough to deal with your own feelings. Thank you all so very much for joining us today, and look forward to our next episode next Wednesday, episode 3, dating apps and dating dilemmas and all that schmeagle, schmaggle, spiggle, spaggle. Bye-bye.
Bye.